Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to the Gallop TV Preview Show. We are previewing Thursday, a new month. It's the 1st of May. We're racing at Turffontein on the stand-side track, and just having a look at what is on offer. Well, there's 8 races on the go, so the bar pot will begin in race number 1 at 12:40. And if you're interested in playing the big one, which is the Pick 6, it's at 13:50, up 10-2, race number 3. And Alistair Cohen waiting on the line. And of course, our last meeting in the Highveld was a work riders race meeting. And if you did watch it, Alistair, I caught a few races. I must compliment the guys, the form held up in most of the races. It was good to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a big fan of the work riders. I was obviously telling Graham on the Tuesday preview that what James Marie and Martinez Mini have done for the work riders in Joburg, what Craig Deploy and Hollywoodbets have done for the work riders in Cape Town, and also the trainers in PE, to be fair, have really got those work riders into the swing of things as well. I mean, 5-10 years ago in Cape Town and PE, they were hard to watch, to be fair, the work riders races. Now they're a lot more appealing to the eye, and the training that has gone in, the money, the investment, and also the guidance that the trainers have given the guys. Obviously, the work riders ranks in Joburg have been established for a very long time, and between all sorts of initiatives that keep the work riders afloat and keep them going, etc., and keep those days alive. I thought it was refreshing that the pools were of a respectable number. Obviously, all maiden plates, so you'd anticipate a lot of form would work out, because you don't have to wade your way through low-grade handicaps. But yeah, all in all, good to see Sam Masia back in the swing of things. Pelasina Mokawa on the double, and Artie Fanny, another man who's well in demand. He's guarded by Mike and Matthew de Kock, and he pulled home a winner for St. John Gray on the day. So the work riders were good. Sadly, we were killed by a drop lead bag as far as the exotics were concerned and the selections, but we'll live to fight another day. This Thursday meeting is obviously a public holiday, so the pool should be of a respectable number yet again. Obviously 48 hours away from the start of champion season as well, so a lot of excitement. And I'm currently in Cape Town, and all the guys here are talking about champion season, so it spreads all the way down the N2 and all the way up the N3, no matter where you are. So let's hope that we can ride the momentum into Saturday.
Okay, let's get straight into it then, Alistair. Maiden Juvenile plate for fillies over 1,000 meters is race number 1, 12:40. A lot of unknowns in the race. Number 2 is trading at 6-1. Number 4 at 6-1. 8 is a scratching at the time of recording. 9 Snow Queen at 7-1. 10 is Versace on the track at 17-10, and 11 Wings of Ice at 33-10. Are we going for Kumalo and Habib in race number 1? Because first time out, just using the betting as a guide, the filly was fancied and she ran well, finding one better.
Clearly the best form and offer here, Dees. Was given every chance on debut. There was a lot of talk about her, and she was undone by Mystical Miss, trained by Sean Terry. It's not that Sean's remotely bothered in this race because he hasn't got a runner. But the dynamics between Terry's 2-year-olds here are the line to use, because Snow Queen was beaten 8 lengths by One Fun Winter, and One Fun Winter's obviously subsequently won a feature race, whereas Mystical Miss, in my opinion, out-and-out sprinter with a lot of ability, and I would reckon that she's not miles away from the other cracking 2-year-olds that we've seen from Terry's yard. So there might be some sort of similarities to draw, but Snow Queen was also expected to go well on debut and didn't really fire up first time out, so there might be a little more to come. I remember her from the sales. She was a fantastic filly, and was no surprise to see her fetch over R1 million. But certainly on what we've seen, Versace on the track will be the race runner to beat. She should take all the beating. Samanga Kumalo takes her out. High number draw down the straight. She ticks a lot more boxes than anything else. I can give a little bit of feedback about some of the first timers in this race. I'll start with Candace's runner, Hawksdale. Very nice filly. Obviously, and this would be a comment that probably fits for all yards going into this meeting. I think that the seasonal rain in Joburg, there might be 1 or 2 rainy days, but I know that Candace has not had the perfect prep going into the last few runs. The yard has been a little bit flat, but Hawksdale's a very nice filly. Gavin Lorena's not taking the ride for nothing. Optimistic that she can get into the money. Number 2, Cherry Lady. When I was up in Joburg, there was a whisper out about this door reversing Getrix. Andrew Fortune takes her out. Watch the betting, but I think that she might be a little more effective with a run under the belt and over slightly further. Number 2, Cherry Lady. That's how I read the breeding. And number 3, Girl and Vedite. Cabello Mazzaniani and Robbie Sage team up, drawn towards the inside out of a Galileo mare. She might also be quite effective first up. So 10 hard to beat. Respect for 9. Keep an eye on the market for the first timers.
Yeah, I think that's a good suggestion. Just see if there's any follow through with regards to betting. Number 2, Cherry Lady at 6-1 and 4 Hawksdale at 6-1. Those are the 2 first timers that are priced up in single figures. Place accumulator begins sharply at 13.15. It's over 1,000 meters and it's another maiden juvenile plate. This time, number 1, Bingo, Paul Mashett's runner. Craig Zaki up. First run for the yard, I see, 15-10. Number 3 is Dragonheart at 4-1. 4-1 Tiger is at 4-1. Then we got number 5 at 6-1. 6 will be scratched, if not scratched yet. That was a winner on the 27th. 7-8 Hats is at 28-10, and it's double figures the balance. Well, you did speak about One Fine Winter when you touched on the form line of Snow Queen in race number 1. Well, that does come from the form line last time out. One Fine Winter has done superb for the Sean Terry stable, a form line that's held up well. And just considering that, this horse took on far stronger last time out, being a feature race, back in the maiden company against this type of field, could it be first up for Paul Matchett, who holds a very strong hand here, Alistair, with numbers 1 and 7?
Yeah, I think this is a little more complicated than the first race, Dees. I mean, obviously we complicated with the first timers in race number 1, but there's a lot of stories to tell going into race number 2. Bingo would be the horse that I'd tip on top. Craig Zaki takes her out for Paul Matchett. You mentioned first run for the yard, ran in a feature race last time. Charming Cheetah, top horse. The second horse, as you mentioned, One Fine Winter's come out and ripped up trees. A few nice ones in behind as well, including one trained by Mike and Matthew de Kock in the form of Read All About It, who I know didn't win its next start, but I'm convinced that there are wins to come. The pace that he shows, out and out 1,000-meter horse, and if there's any more life in there with number 1 Bingo, he's the horse that I'm going to tip on top. But respect for number 7, 8 Hats, although I'm pretty solid in the fact that Matchett would be on number 1 Bingo rather than number 7, 8 Hats. I have a big query about how the form of Captain Selvey is going to work out. A well beaten on debut by Malibu. Malibu's obviously a very nice horse, but I don't know what the rest of the opposition was like. And then we got number 4, One Tiger. Again, another horse who was was a lot of noise about on debut. You might be able to tell us a little bit more. Came back with valid excuses, bilateral nasal discharge, was horribly green first up as well. He's a well-related son of One World, and there could be any amounts of improvement to come. Then there's also number 3, Dragonheart. Many might remember the day after the World Sportsman in Cape Town met, he was scratched at the start, the son of Canford Cliffs. In fact, it's amazing how the stars align. I bumped into Melinda Toy at Milnerton on Wednesday morning, and he's on his way to Joburg to go and work with number 3 Dragonheart and hopefully get him into the stalls and do a little refresher course. So let's see if that all goes according to plan for the son of Canford Cliffs. He can't be all that bad. Gavin Lorena takes a ride for Johan Janse van Vuur, and there's a lot of speed in the pedigree. So like I said, a lot of avenues to explore here. Number 1 Bingo is the horse that I tip on top. I'll bank him in the place accumulator because obviously we've got a field of 6. If he doesn't run into the top 3, then I'd be extremely disturbed. But as far as the winning chance is concerned, I think there are quite a few names in the hat here.
Yeah, backed up very early, number 4, One Tiger. Stable expected much better from this individual first up, and the betting did, give you a guide on what was expected on the day. So a quick backup for the horse, number 4, One Tiger, and hopefully can put that first run behind him and progress from there. But taking on a field where there is some form to work around, and Paul Matchett could hold the key to the outcome of race number 2. Race number 3, the big one, a maiden plate over 1,400 meters, and I think we should get a respectable pool on this Thursday. As Alistair mentioned, it is a public holiday, so hopefully it is well supported. Number 1, 17-10. Horse number 2, form update, ran third, 2.5 lengths behind last time out. That's Full the Flutter. That was here in KZN. If the horse does take its place on Thursday, 7-1. Number 3 at 6-1. Then we got number 7, Green Street, who is proving a bit, frustrating to follow and maybe costly if you had gone for this filly in the past, the daughter of Gimme the Green Light, at 5-2. And number 10 is a scratching. The first timer for Matthew and Mike de Kock, called Fire Starter, that is trading at 6-1. Yeah, it was really nice catching up with Matthew the other day on course. I did bump into him a few times, prior to interviewing him for a winner. That was my first interview with him back in South Africa. And, he's very optimistic about the future of Matthew and Mike de Kock as a partnership moving forward. As he alluded to, he's just stepping up the tempo and the gas now when it comes to just building up a bigger string than his dad had when he was down under.
Yeah, I'm obviously very close to Matthew and by default Mike as well. And Matthew's definitely woken the old dog up, and it's great to see, because a strong Mike and Matthew de Kock operation represents a strong South African product, because of the following what Mike did for South African racing. I mean, for me, Michael de Kock, when you think of South African racing around the world, he's the first name that comes to mind as far as an individual is concerned, through what he did in Dubai, through Horse Chestnut and the 100 plus, much more than 100 Grade 1 winners that he saddled. And Matthew going to Australia and the stance that the de Kock team were taking, that Australia was probably the place. And Matthew returning has reinvigorated Michael. It's reinvigorated him on the golf course. He's become impossible to play with. Not that he was ever easy to play against, but now him and Matthew are a formidable team yet again. But with that said, it's so good for racing. And I was a little bit jealous that Matthew said that he came back for you, Dees, but he hasn't quite said that to me. Despite my many visits to the butchery and my many visits to Barn 10B. But all the same, number 9 Fire Starter going up that avenue. Raymond Danielson takes the right inside draw for the Son of Fire away. This is a race that won't take much winning. When I initially studied this race, I did it before the Work Riders Day on Tuesday, when I used Crescendo as my line of thinking. But the two horses that came from that form, Mystic Vision and Two for the Boys, didn't shine on Tuesday, and the Crescendo form is the one that makes the most appeal in this race. Obviously, with number 10 Mighty Eagle being scratched, not sure number 2 Phil the Fluter will run after running at Hollywoodbets Scottsville just a few days earlier. That's a bit of a taxing trip. Plus, he got beaten by a pretty ordinary field as well. So a lot of queries, a lot of question marks against a lot of horses here. And when you rely on the Crescendo form, which has backfired on Tuesday, you might be in a spot of bother. So number 9 Fire Starter, as far as the pick 6 is concerned, we don't need him, but he won't have to be of substantial class to win the race. 1 and 7 are the horses that I've tipped up in the place accumulator, which is my suggested bet. Ichacha, an overdue and exposed maiden. Cabello Matsanyani takes it out for Tyro and Zaki. I'd venture to say that his penultimate, that his last run, he needed on the back of a 4-month break. He's worth another chance. I am running short on patience. I think that he'll run into the top 3, and number 7 Green Street, you mentioned costly to follow. Nightmare last time, but he's back just 14 days later. So Sean Terry obviously happy with how he pulled up. The fact that he was blowing last time, I'd put it down to the fact that he needed the run. He drifted in the market remarkably behind Crescendo, and I think that she will run a better race, number 7 Green Street. But it's a race, I must be honest, I'm not too excited about. I'm not too confident about. But thankfully, with number 10 being scratched, it should make things a little more straightforward.
Yeah, talking about it being straightforward, with 9 runners going to post, if you can minimize your spend to half the field, 4 runners, then I think you're good in race number 3. But numbers 1 and 7 going to be the principals for the chosen bet on the show. And as Alistair mentioned, he's going for the place accumulator. Race number 4, Jackpot 1, 1400 meters, a fillies and mares 91 handicap. It's a B division class, and the average rating here is an 87. So there is some quality here. Number 1, Pointer, Alec Laird, Calvin Habib, 3-1. 2, Cape Lights, Robbie Sage, and Muziani at 4-1. Then we got a 7-2 shot in Palace Dancer, Tony Peter and Gavin Larena. And a 5-2 shot in Sean Terry and Craig Zaki on number 8, Mountain High. And that is it, Alistair. Those are the horses at the top of betting boards. It's a market where it's quite tight at the top. 5-2, 7-2, 3-1, 4-1. Are those the right horses that we can play around with, or can we get something come out of left field?
I'm not looking down the left field route in this race, D's. I mean, it is not a straightforward race, but it's a good race all the same, in that there are a few horses that have tasted feature race level. They're just below that mark, but might have a few wins to come, certainly in the winter, and maybe when the grass turns green in a few months' time in Joburg, although it's currently green at the moment. 2 and 5 are the numbers I've settled in the place accumulator, but in the pick 6, I would definitely consider numbers 1 and 8. Maybe number 4, Wings Within Me, as well as my final selection. But yeah, 4 horses in the pick 6 that I'll play, 2 in the place accumulator. I'm going to lead with number 2, Cape Lads. I really liked her last time out when she tried blinkers for the first time. She kind of just plodded on over a mile last time out when beaten 2 lengths behind Miss Scaletta. Don't think she lost too much in defeat. Penultimate Start is the one that really lights up for me in the Acacia. When she had a deep draw, she took her medicine, she dropped in, and she ran less than 5 lengths behind Gimme Fabulous, who she wouldn't be my top choice on Saturday in the World Sports Betting KZN for these guineas, but I think that she'll be somewhere around the top 4, Gimme Fabulous. So I think that might step number 2, Cape Lights, into a positive note. Muzieni on board with 4, Robbie Sage. I've always been of the opinion that she's looking for blinkers. If it doesn't work this time out, then I'll reconsider my stance with number 2, Cape Lights, but I'm definitely giving her another chance. And number 5, Palace Dancer, she's on the up. I bumped into part owner Amos and Corsi at Turffontein. Might have actually been both days, Saturday and Sunday. He never misses. Gavin Lorino takes the ride. For those who have social media, you'll know how Amos rates Gavin, says he's the best jockey in the world. And why wouldn't you when you got a record of 5 starts, 2 wins and 3 places on your filly, your first horse that you ever owned. Beat Boys last time, beat Deception Pass. She's stepping up all the time. Can't knock her. She doesn't look out of place in a race of this nature. Needs a little bit of luck from the draw, but got the right man on board. And if she continues her upward trend, she's likely to be involved in the finish.
Yeah, upward trend she is on at a 90 now, the highest merit rating in a career. The young 3-year-old, a 3-time winner from 8 starts. And yeah, the way she won last time out, it could be higher than that. So if you think that she's on the mark of 90, which is a cap for her, or maybe a bit too high, then you'll play to beat her. If you think there's more to come, she could be one to go for you. Number 5, Palace Dancer. Then on to race number 5, it's jackpot 2, races 5, 6, 7 and 8. You need to work out that permit. Could be a very good jackpot to catch here, the last 4 races on the card. And maybe Alistair Cohen can point us in the right direction. Merit rated 82, handicap 1600 meters, and this will begin sharply at 3 p.m. What is happening here is number 2, Salute the Flag, is at 5 to 1. Take note, the blinkers are off. That's the equipment change. 3, Safe Space at 4 to 1. 4, Shinto Shrine is at 3 to 1. 5 is a scratching. 8 to 1 shots here, Alistair, numbers 7, 8, and 9. And then there's a form update for number 12, Guerrilla Warfare. If that races, ran second to Salute the Flag. Sail the Sky, Salute the Flag, apologies. Sail the Sky last time out. Running second, beaten 1.3 lengths, number 12, Guerrilla Warfare. And that's with Jason Gates up, so keep an eye if that races or not from the St. John Gray stable. And I remember both Alistair and I did like this horse, Guerrilla Warfare, last time out when running second. But yeah, it's a tricky race, Alistair. You know, there's no way that you can be confident in any selection here. Maybe you can start off with number 2, Salute the Flag.
Okay, so let's do that because he's alive. He's got a huge chance. Pierce Stradham on board for Canis Dawson, not a combination that you see too often, despite the fact that Stradham rode a lot for Jeff Woodruff when Canis was assistant there, and they get on particularly well. So last time out, it became a calculated decision because obviously Grand Crescendo, one of the leading lights in Canis's yard, was in that graduation plate. He ran third, and at the time, Salute the Flag looked like he was there to sort of keep the race alive. But when Canis was sort of looking around on who she could run, this race was very much on the radar. And she said, you know what? Take your chances on the stand-side track, run a nice race and set him up perfectly for next time. And this is the next time that we got for number 2, Salute the Flag. He ran above his rating last time out, beaten 4 1/4 lengths by Lucky Hoodalakis' Royal Force, who is well above average. Second horse was rated in the hundreds. Third horse was rated 114. I think he's down to 110 now. So number 2, Salute the Flag, was well above himself last time out. Plus, he has a good record on the Turffontein stand-side track. Before starts, 2 wins and a second. The only time he did didn't win was, like I said, a race that he didn't shape in favourably according to the weights, and he still beat one horse home and was anything but disgraced. Pierre Stradham was keen to take the blinkers off. He studies his form. He told Candice remove the blinkers. So here we are with number 2, Salute the Flag, and he's definitely a live chance. He's got a winning chance, and I wouldn't leave him out. Then I've got 2 other horses in my place accumulator. In the Tony Peter race, I'm absolutely convinced that number 4, Shinto Shrine, will beat number 3, Safe Space. These are the reasons why. Blinkers go on to Shinto Shrine again. Needed his last run when he was beaten 3 lengths by King of Numbers. He's got a draw, Safe Space hasn't. And also Safe Space is up in the rating. He's got £6 for the last one over Fully Loaded, which brings my horse Banner Bridge into the plan. I don't think Banner Bridge can beat number 2, Salute the Flag. So that's my line of thinking there, although I'll be very happy with Banner Bridge if he ran into the top 3 yet again. Very pleased with his comeback run. If he earned, be over the moon with number 6, Banner Bridge, but I'd be hard-pressed to win it. And then number 7, Tantamar. Calvin Abib rides for Alec Laird. His last start as well, despite a very light weight, was fair behind Night Bomber. He's not a horse to trust. He mixes his form. He's so in and out. And if his sequence of starts is to be believed, he's probably going to get beaten double figures here. But if he focuses on the job, gets into the race, and shows his best, number 7, Tantamar, could be the absolute lurker in the pack. So 2, 4, and 7 are my place accumulator numbers. You were talking about the second jackpot, which might actually be a very valuable exotic to play on this card. There might be 1 or 2 others that you want to include, like the other lead runner, number 8, Playboy Bomber, that's drawn in Vemapan, and number 12, Guerrilla Warfare, fit horse, who obviously ran nicely in a weaker company the other day, but still comes in reasonable form. Those are all horses to consider, but I'm comfortable with 2, 4, and 7 in the PA.
Okay, Alistair's giving you some good comments there in race number 5 with these selections. And let's move along to race number 6, the last pick 3 on the card. Merit rated 80 handicap, 2,000 meters, and this is how it looks. Number 1, Iger Sanction at 8-1. 2, The Rescue, 33-10, ran 6th, 8 lengths behind Tax Haven, and that was on the 26th of April. So we move along to number 3, Orange County, Stuart Pettigrew's runner that takes step up in distance to 2,000 meters. See the better runs way over 15 and 1,600 meters, but a horse that, if the stamina has to kick in, you'd think will be competitive against this type of field. Number 4, American Rebel at 17-10. 6, Arlington Action, who is a 6-time winner, and the distance no issue. In fact, further, maybe even better, 5-1. Nirvan Nasteri claiming 2.5 kgs there. And then, that is it, Alistair. Double figures the balance. 17-10, why Shong Mawing's runner, number 4, American Rebel. Maybe a deserved favorite, but what about the price?
No. I'm having a bet here, Dees. And it's not on number 4, American Rebel. It's on number 3, Orange County. Cannot believe the price of 8-1. Needed his last run against much stronger behind Night Bomber. Nice quiet reintroduction, good draw by Flower Alley, stepping up in distance. Hits the line with a lot in hand. Unexposed, lot more to come. Taking on tried and tested horses in this race. The likes of To The Rescue, dropping in distance, don't know. American Rebel beat a moderate field last time, although the yards and form got Gavin on board, got draw 1. £5 penalty for that easy win. Arlington Action dropping in distance, well, not dropping in distance, but more effective over further. I've got so many queries against so many of these horses here, Dees. The only horse that's emerging, the only horse that struck a chord with me last time, 8-1. I'm having a bet, number 3, Orange County. He's a banker in my place accumulator. I'd even be prepared to banker in the bar pot. If he comes unstuck by one other, could be number 4, American Rebel. But I'm bullish here. I think Orange County will win.
Yeah, actually touched 10-1 this horse. That's why I didn't jot it down. And I just had a quick look now, and you're correct. It's now trading at 8-1. So all that happened from last night to this morning. 10-1 into 8-1, number 3, Orange County. Well, you can be bullish about horses at any price. And if you're bullish about a horse that's trading at 8-1, that is tremendous value. And hopefully, Alistair Cohen is on the mark here and he can hit the bullseye here with number 3, Orange County, because that is a serious price for the confidence that's coming through with number 3, Orange County. 8-1, not going to last. Get on. Race 7, 1160, merit rated 100 handicap. It's an A division, and this is how it looks. Number 2, Kimrick, is at 33-10. 3 is Yamadori at 4-1. 4, Silver Tudo at 7-1. 5, Passage of Power is at 8-1. And 7, Warm Winter Night is at 33-10. 4-1 shot, number 9, Bosom Buddy. Alistair, you've given us an 8-1 shot, a banker. I'm actually going to say banker in jackpot 2. So what I've done is I'm going to jot down some numbers. That first leg of the jackpot, I'm just going to put in 247 if you're happy with that, which were Salute the Flag, number 4, Shinto Shrine, and number 7, which is Tantamount. So 2, 4, and 7 there. Then we're going to go with the banker here in number 3, Orange County. I'll read that out to our racing fans after we're done with the race-by-race preview. And then it's over to you in leg number 3 of jackpot 2. Let's see if you can minimize the spend here. If you want to go wide, you can, Alistair. You got some spend to play with.
No, I'm not going wide here either, Dees. I think we can actually go field in the first leg of that jackpot 2 by banker Orange County. And I like Kimrick. I like Kimrick a lot. Gavin Lorena takes her out for Johan Janssen van Vuren. Been off a while. Mini big 61 days. Beat Bob's Your Uncle. Bob's Your Uncle's come out and won again. This is also an accomplished sprinter. He's run at feature race level. And for the first time in his life, second time in his life, he's in a handicap. The first time in his life he ran in a handicap over 1,400 meters, probably a distance that just stretches him a little bit. He ran behind Radicchio, who's now rated well into the hundreds and is placed at group level. We got Guy Gibson coming back from a break. We got Yamadori, who's very doubtful over 1160. I think he's a very good 1,000-meter horse, but 1160 might challenge him a little bit. Silvertune is definitely a runner. Don't know if I'd be running to totally ignore his chances, but on the last one he's held by Kimrick, but I'd venture to say that he'll run a better race, number 4, Silvertune. He's got a good foot about him, and if he does get going in time, and if Craig can get a tune out of him first time he rides the Son of Lance, I wouldn't be prepared to leave him out. Maybe number 7, Warman tonight, who I couldn't have for love or money last time coming back from a break in up in class, but proved me wrong when beating Master Casper, so probably not be running away from him anytime soon, number 7, Warman tonight. But I think number 2, Kimrick, is the best horse in the race. I think it's as simple as that. And with the form working out how it is and in handicap level for the first time in a while, and only on the back of a £2 penalty for being a winner last time out, I think he's got every opportunity of backing him up here, Dees. He's a banker in the place accumulator. If you're going to recommend 1 or 2 others in jackpot 2, I wouldn't put you aside, but I'm bullish that if he doesn't win, he'll go very close.
Well, let's go banker then. We got an 8-1 shot in the previous race, 33-10 shot here. You always got the double on the go, but it's jackpot 2. So we got field, part 3 a banker, part 2 a banker, and how are we going to close things off in race number 8, merit rated 84 handicap, 1160. Number 2, Secret Chord, is at 3-1. Number 3, Pennsylvania, ran second, 2 lengths behind Espinosa. That's trading at 7-2. See if that runs with Gavin Lorena up. 6 is Legendary at 7-1. And then we got number 9, War of Kingdoms, at 22-10. Yeah, this horse, War of Kingdoms, did he grab your attention when he won at his second start? Or are you waiting to see how he goes out the maidens before you can, really make an assessment of him as an individual?
Oh, he excites me a little, Dees. I'm not for one moment saying that he's a candidate for Hollywoodbets Scottsville, computer form sprint, anything like that. He's miles away. He'll probably never get there, but I saw him go down to the start on debut at Turffontein when he ran second behind Tokyo Medaglia, when there was a lot of talk about this and give me the green light. This also got a stride from here to China. And he got a little bit unlucky being taken out of the start by the horse next to him. Was a Hollywood racing horse who went across him coming out of the stalls, trained by Clinton Binder, and he just never got going in time. But as he was gathering a few more strides, he probably wins the race. And then last time was not winning out of turn, an expected win over Soho Heartthrob. But we saw the form under the spotlights at the Val on Tuesday, and it didn't look all that pretty. But with that said, War of Kingdoms can only step forward and can only improve. And who knows what a rating of 77 means straight out the maidens, but in my mind that could be generous. So he's the type of horse that will either make this field look ordinary, or he is genuinely an average handicapper with a couple of wins to come, in my opinion. So we'll learn a lot more. He's the horse that I'm going to tip on top because he mildly excites me, but he would excite me a lot more if he came out of this and won, which I think he's obviously got a chance to do. Past him, it's an open race. Number 2, Secret Chord, impossible to ignore. Andrew Fortune on board for St. John Gray. St. John's flying at the moment. Andrew in Cape Town and Durban's a man on a mission. Joburg running a little bit hot butter. But with that said, consistent horse, pink of health, doing well at the moment. Can't knock him. Penalised for being a loser last time behind Kindred Heart, but it was still a good effort. So he's a horse that looks like he's on the up. 3 Pennsylvania, that run under the belt, although sound, he beats it into second. He's a fitter horse than what it looks like on the card. Got Gavin Lorena on board. So if he lands up, number 3 Pennsylvania, not one to totally ignore. And then down the bottom of the weights, number 10 Prince of Kildare. Here's a chance. He's needed his last run badly in an MR90. Therefore, he is on off bottom weight, perfectly weighted as far as the handicap and not being under sufferance is concerned, but went off to the front over a distance that might just stretch him a little bit and ran out of puff over the closing stages. That was a good introduction, reintroduction behind a horse called French Bolt and a whole lot of other horses who, for me, would fit in very favourably in a race of this nature. So with that run under the belt, down in class, off bottom weight, number 10 Prince of Kildare definitely into my mind. So it's one of those War of Kingdoms, first or nowhere, and if he does run nowhere, it kind of opens it up beyond him. But 2 and 9 are the horses that I've put into my place accumulators, because I think if War of Kingdoms does run nowhere, Secret Chord shouldn't miss the top 3.
2 and 9, you've mentioned number 3. Anything else? Should we just include the 3? Although I gave the form update, we go 2, 3, 9, 10.
10 needs to go in. Looking at Hair Trigger and Legendary, I'm happy with a 4. But if you recommend either 6 or 7, then you can experiment there, Dees.
2, 3, 9, and 10. 4 runners, and the jackpot is like so. Before we go to the suggested bet from Alistair Cohen. Field in leg number 1. This is jackpot 2 in race number 5. Field leg 1 multiplied by 9 at the time of recording, by 3 a banker, by 2 a banker, by 2, 3, 9, and 10. That cost will be 44 Rand, and you can play the double. Races 6 and 7. 3 by 2. Alistair, over to you for your suggested bet, which you've touched on during the course of the race by race preview. It's the PA.
Yep, absolutely. I like the sound of that jackpot too. So PA gets underway at 1:15 on this Workers' Day. So we kick off with Banker 1 Bingo, by 1 and 70 Chacha and Green Street, by 2 and 5 Cape Lights and Palace Dancer, 2, 4 and 7 in race 5, which is leg 4. Salute the Flag, Shinto Shrine, and Tantamar by Banker 3 Orange County. My day hinges on him. Hopefully he can do us a turn. By Banker 2 Kimrick, and then final leg 2 and 9 Secret Chord and War of Kingdoms.
Thanks, Alistair Cohen, and see you with the official launch this Saturday at Hollywoodbets Greyville. Looking forward to that.
Absolutely, Dees. We'll see you then. So all the punters, have a wonderful Workers' Day. All the racing fans, have a wonderful Workers' Day. And yep, looking forward to everything to come this weekend. It's going to be special.
Thanks to Alistair Cohen, and on behalf of Gallop TV, Alistair Cohen and myself, Dees Diner, and to you, the valued racing fan, have a blast, find all the winners, and hopefully this holiday turns out to be one you'll remember. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gasly.